Welcome, and today I'm going to be talking about my new blog series called Awesome Aussies. And many of you who follow me online will know that in March I went to Australia for the month and met up with some really amazing women who are truly kindred to me, and I wanted to share some of their magic and wisdom with you guys. So on that theme, today I have with me my first awesome Aussie, the gorgeous Connie Chapman, who is a transformation coach and a dream life designer. And I've described her in the past as a true gem of a woman who speaks right from her heart to yours. So welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so nice to connect with you. I'm so excited.
Lovely. And we met online through your 90-day transformation project, the first round that ran last year through October to December. And we'll speak a bit more about that in a moment. But we also met in real life last month in Sydney, which was just wonderful. And enjoyed veggie juices and went to the Conscious Club and enjoyed all really gorgeous things like vegetarian feasts and meditation and music. So thank you for inviting me to that, because that was one of the highlights of my trip.
As soon as I knew that you were going to be in Sydney when that was on, I was like, you have to come, because it's just such a beautiful event. So it was so nice to share it with you.
Really nice. So you're on the second round of the 90-day transformation project, and the last one was under the blog A Life of Perfect Days. But since then, you've kind of relaunched, rebranded as you, ConnieChapman.com. So how has that affected your second round of the project? Has the project changed, or tell us a bit more about it?
It has changed a bit. I think primarily because I'm quite a different person to who I was when I ran the project last time. And I also have learnt so much from the last project, from everyone who participated in it, and they shared all of their experiences and also a lot of feedback. So I've been able to really tweak the project a little bit and make it more, I think, more powerful, because last time, to be honest, I was kind of making it up as I was going along, because I didn't anticipate that I was going to have that many people join me, so it wasn't really planned. And this time, I've structured it so each month you're focusing on different areas of work. I've got all the workbooks professionally designed, so there's things that people can really treasure and keep and use and refer back to. It's different. I've got live calls that I'm hosting every week as well, because I really want to give more support to the people who are a part of the project. And because I'm at a different place, I think I'm actually probably at a deeper place in my own journey. I think that's really going to change the work that everyone's going to be doing. It'll probably be much deeper work as well. So I think it's going to be bigger and better than it was last year, but last year it was still amazing. So
totally amazing.
It will be whatever it is, because the project becomes, it takes on a life of its own based on the people who are participating in it. So I guess I can plan as much as I want, but it will become whatever it becomes throughout the journey.
Definitely. And I think that's so true. And that really is the crux of really my trip to Australia. I mean, I have friends that lived over in the UK that moved back to Australia, and since they moved back they've been telling me come out. But really it was the 90-day transformation project, and you and all the other amazing women that I connected with in that group over those 3 months that really gave me that push to say, yeah, I'm going to book my flights, I'm going to come over, I've got people to meet up with and connect with, and kind of that push, that collective energy was just so powerful for me. And I can honestly say I don't think I would have done it if it hadn't have been for the the group of people that were going, yeah, you can get on that plane, because my phobia of flying was just so massive. And to even contemplate a 24-hour journey in the air was, you know, I honestly, the stories I was telling myself was, I don't do flying, I can't do it, you know, there's just no way. So the worksheets that came through about coming over your fears and working through those old belief patterns so that you can release them and say, that's not me, it really isn't me anymore. And it was just invaluable. So really, this whole little blog series that I'm doing now with all of you gorgeous Aussie women has its kind of, its first seeds in your project. So I'm so thankful.
That's so beautiful. I love what you shared for so many reasons. Firstly, because that's really the aim of the project, is a lot about the inner work, because I think, you know, if you focus too much on the outside, someone could say to you, oh, well, just go book your flight, like, just go do it, you know.
Absolutely.
But with you, with all this resistance and fear coming up, there's an inner process that has to take place to work through that. And that's really how I designed the project, was so that it took you week by week into yourself to really clear out all of the things that were holding you back from just living that free, beautiful life that you wanted to be living. And what you mentioned about the community is so spot on, because people would go in there like yourself and say something, kind of really put it out there, quite scared almost, or what will people think, or will I get support? So put their dreams out there, and then you have all these people just reply and say, you can do it, we believe in you, and give you beautiful advice and support. And I experienced that from the community too, of people supporting me, and you almost feel like you can do anything when you have such positive support from a beautiful community of people.
No,
yeah.
absolutely.
And then they've now become beautiful friends for you, and like, you know.
And I mean, they were beautiful friends online anyway, but to have that one-on-one meeting up in real life thing is just so beautiful. And it wasn't weird to meet up with people like yourself. You know, it was like I'd seen you the other day, sort of thing. And it, you know, it wasn't like a first meeting or anything, because the connections that we'd made over 3 months were deep and exactly that, transformational. Really, you know, it was and continues to be, really.
Because I think I describe them as like soul connections, because when you're willing to go into a space where you make yourself very vulnerable and you really open up to your truth, you can then connect with a person on that truthful place as well. You're both connecting from such a deep, soulful place that the connections you make, it's like you've known each other forever.
Definitely. And it's really quite incredible. So, the next round is starting soon.
April 22nd is when we're starting. It's going to be a beautiful journey, and I'm so excited to share, because I'm going to be participating in the project again myself. So I'll be going through the week by week work with everyone, and it'll be so nice to share in that again. I can't wait to see what the months have in store. It's going to be amazing.
And particularly as the last lot had some really big changes for you. You kind of gave up your day job and really went for it in terms of coaching and setting up your own business. So what do you think is next? My goodness, you know, that was huge transformations. What's next for you?
I think the thing I loved about it was I didn't actually know any of that was going to happen. It sort of just unfolded, and because, like you said, you come into the community where everyone's willing to really face their fears, you kind of go, okay, cool, well, I'm going to do it too. And so I found after I left my day job, I had lots of other people popping up saying, I'm going to quit my job, and it gives you that courage to go and do it. So that was all very unexpected. This time, I actually don't know, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what unfolds. But for me, it's about going deeper and deeper into myself and just coming more back into the space of my truth and living very authentically, doing what I love, letting go of more of those things that are holding me back as I go to another level. And then I think the things that unfold on the outside will be a natural reflection of that. I don't actually know what will happen. But I know through my commitment to do the inner work, stuff will happen.
Yeah.
I guess you just got to wait and see. Mm.
And so how has your path in the past, how have you come to be where you are now in terms of coaching? I know you've always, from quite a young age, been into kind of the more holistic stuff like yoga and, you know, taking care of yourself and juicing and eating well and stuff. Tell us a little bit more about how you've got to where you are today.
I was interested in personal development and everything for years, and I would attend that many programs. It was ridiculous. But I reached a point a few years ago where even though I knew all this stuff, I was in this really unhappy place in my life, and I was working in a job that I didn't love. I was just, so many aspects of my life were just not how I wanted them to be, and I felt really unhappy in myself. And I started working with a life coach, and she was brilliant for me and really helped me work through a lot of my inner stuff. And then I made a real commitment at that time to start doing all of this inner work that I had been learning about for so long, but I hadn't really been applying. Yeah. So I would sit in meditation for hours, and I was journaling, and I started my blog, A Life of Perfect Days. I felt like I was just going through this huge inner transformation of working through everything that's going on for me. And it was from there that my blog started to come along. I started to then, attract a really beautiful following of people. Yeah. I then realized that the message I was spreading was really impacting people. So I thought, well, maybe I can do this as a job. So I started training to become a life coach and really applying this with people. And then the project came as a result of me really seeing how powerful this inner work is and really bringing together everything that I had applied in my own life into a beautiful little project that I could guide people through week by week to create similar transformation to what I'd gone through.
No, brilliant. Yeah. And I think also coming from that space where you knew that your life wasn't quite how you wanted it and you wanted to change things, you've done it yourself, so it gives you credibility, and you have that kind of personal understanding of what it's like to be kind of meeting the resistance, trying to work through it, seeking other support, all of those things, which is it helps other people that are going through it to know that you've done it as well, been through it yourself.
I've always felt, every time I've learned something myself, I've always felt this strong desire to then share it. Yeah. So I really feel like everything that I share with people is directly from my own personal experience of what's worked for me. And I know last year when I did the project with everyone, people really loved seeing kind of my experiences as well amongst what they were going through. And it was amazing. We were all going through very similar things,
Definitely.
even though we were in different places in our life. So.
Yes. And different geographical places as well, but we have those resonances of how we're going through our journeys and getting to where we're meant to be, and brilliant.
It's so funny because we all think that we're like the only one who's feeling this way. Yeah. I must be the only one who thinks I'm not good enough, and you realise pretty much everyone on the planet thinks they're not good enough. So you come to realise we're all experiencing the same fears.
Definitely. And there's something really powerful in that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And how, and obviously I have to ask because of my own, where I am with my stuff, having been on your journey with yoga and all your other holistic stuff, how about acupuncture or Chinese medicine? Is that ever crossed your path, or you've had any experience with it?
I haven't with acupuncture. I don't know why I haven't. Maybe I've just been afraid of the needles. But Chinese medicine has been huge for me. My mum started taking my family to a Chinese doctor from the age of 6 when I was a kid. And so his name was Professor Wong, and we would see him every couple of weeks, and he was amazing. I was fascinated by him when I was a child because he would just come in and he'd look at my hands, and he'd look at my tongue, and then he'd look into my eyes, and then he'd say what was going on for me. He'd be like, she needs this, she needs that. And I'd be like, how does he know that? He was just amazing. And he'd give us herbs, and we went on quite a few different sort of eating programs where we'd have to have big knobs of ginger in all of our meals. But he was phenomenal. Our whole family saw him for probably a good 15 years, and I'll never forget it. It was a really powerful experience for me. And I grew up with my mum doing Tai Chi as well. So that's a big part of my childhood, watching her in the kitchen doing Tai Chi.
How brilliant.
Yeah. But yeah, I've absolutely adored Chinese medicine. It's been really powerful for me.
Yeah. No, it's, and obviously for me, it's kind of the way I see the world. So it's really heartwarming to hear such a gorgeous account of how it's been within your life. And I think also once it comes into your life, you do carry it with you. Then there is that resonance that comes, and once it works for you as well, you think, yeah, there's something to this. So yeah, brilliant.
I still remember some of the things he's told me to do. Like there was one time I was having trouble sleeping. He told me something to do. I still use it now.
Brilliant.
And another exercise he gave me to open up my lungs, because he often said to me I need to breathe deeper. So he gave me an exercise, and I still use that today.
That's so good.
It really stuck with me.
So
yeah.
good. Oh, okay. So one last thing. Any favourite quote or piece of advice or anything? I'm going to be asking all my amazing, awesome Aussies to impart some of their wisdom to the viewers who are watching this. So, yeah, any little gem that you have to share?
I would say the most important thing, I think, is to be really true to yourself and to your feelings and to what your own guidance is telling you. Because I just think so many people fall off their path because they are trying to do something for someone else, for their parents, for their peers. They doubt themselves, they compare themselves to others. They don't want to put themselves out there because of what people will think. It's all about other people. But if you really tune inwards and just get really clear on what's true for you and what you feel, and then follow that, you'll just be led perfectly to exactly where you need to be and what you want. So I think the real key is developing that relationship with yourself and coming to learn about your own inner guidance, what your heart is calling you towards, what you feel about things, and really following that. I think that's like the key pretty much to living a successful life.
That's so good. It's so true. Such good wisdom. Definitely. Thank you. And so how can people find where you are, all your online spaces? So you're ConnieChapman.com.
Yes.
And people can find you...
Facebook, I'm still using my old blog name. That will be changing, but at the moment it's A Life of Perfect Days. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram as Connie Chapman. You can follow the links off my website, and that will kind of guide you. I'm not going to go through all the hashtags and everything now. So yeah, you can just click off the links on my website to connect with me. But I love Instagram, so come play with me.
Definitely.
I love Facebook too, so.
It's my new obsession, yeah. Oh, it's been so lovely speaking to you, and I hope the second round of the 90-Day Transformation Project is amazing, because you so deserve it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, and it's been so beautiful chatting to you. Thank you for taking time out to speak to me.
Well.